It seems like almost all of a sudden there are only 11 games left. And I'm wondering if, as guys you're generally used to playing 82, and this would sort of be the, middle of the year. Are you entirely grasping the fact that this is it? That how is your clock run, and how have you been able to accommodate the schedule like this?
Yeah, good question. Of course, I mean, it does feel like when you look at the games played, you're used to seeing 60, 70, and then 80 creep up on you. So it is a little bit different. But to be honest with you, with the compact schedule and how intense the games have been for us especially the last 4 games against the Devils, I think playing a team 4 times in a row and at a time of the year where, I mean, after the Masters kind of was over, usually that's playoff time. So that's kind of like a trigger in everyone's head. It was like, oh, the weather's getting warm. It's it's almost playoff. So I think although the schedule's been different, the timeline of the months and stuff like that have made it feel like it's playoff time, and I think everyone's treating it like it's playoff time, and we know how important these games are, and it's amazing. I think you look 10, 11 games left, and it feels like it's not even 3 weeks. It feels like, and it's going to be over. So I mean, it's going to happen quick here, and we're going to have to bring our best every night, every day, and make sure rest is important. And we got a job to do, and we've put ourselves in a good spot to do it. And I think, I think we're just excited for the next few weeks and the hockey that's to be played.
Next question comes from Neil Dest. Neil, go ahead.
It's obviously, I'm sure, natural for you guys, just like for fans and journalists, to look at the scoreboard and see what the Bruins do every day. When you win 4 in a row and you see that the team you're chasing wins 4 in a row, do you have to just kind of, shut that out, or does it depress you in any way, or how do you react?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think obviously there's scoreboard watching at this time of the year, but I mean, like an old cliche, I mean, you can only control what you can. So, we got to go out there, bring it every night. Obviously, we play a few of the teams that we're chasing, and we'll see what happens. I think, unfortunately, at this point in the season, if you start to worry too much about other teams, I think you're going to get caught up in it. I think if we can come to the rink and take care of business, like I said, it's kind of a cliche, but it's really the only way to look at it, I think, from our standpoint. And we got a great opportunity ahead of us. I think we've put ourselves in a good spot. We've worked extremely hard. We've all been pulling the rope in the same direction, and hopefully we can leave it all out there and let the chips fall where they may.
Next question comes from Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Ryan, I understand that you certainly have more immediate priorities, but I can't help but wonder, what you think of your time with the Islanders. Do you feel like it was 50 years ago, or do you feel like, do you still feel a connection to them? I don't know how many guys are left that you played with. I mean, just do you have emotions that get in the way when you face them?
I think a little bit. I think it's natural. I think when you spend 4 or 5 seasons there, and then obviously a few more seasons kind of, in their system with development and junior and all that stuff, you're so familiar with the place. I still feel like when the bus rolls up to the Coliseum, it still feels a little bit weird, and, looking at where you used to live and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's human nature. But I think as time goes on and each game goes on, I think we've had some great games against these guys. I think there's a pretty good rivalry brewing. I think they've got a good veteran, heavy team. I think we've got a little bit of a younger, skilled, fast team, and I think it makes for a great matchup. And I think as the games get more heated and stuff like that, those feelings kind of go away. And I feel like in games that have had so much emotion dating back to last season, and it's easy to kind of move past that. But there's always going to be that little bit of nostalgia and that feeling towards a place you spent so long in. But on the ice, it's all business, and like I said, it's always a great game against these guys, and I'm sure everyone's looking forward to tonight.
And Colin, you have a follow-up?
I do. So, Ryan, you're one of the guys who's much more aware of what's been being written about you and said about you, and all the talk the last year and a half of, is he a creation of Panarin and stuff like that. When Artemi was out, you obviously put up some points and stuff. Do you feel like you've proved something this year with the year that you've had, as opposed to maybe people thought you were a creation of Artemi's?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you're playing with the Hart Trophy candidate. I mean, there's no doubt how talented he is, I think. I think he's made me a better player. I think he's opened up my mind to, the way I always thought I could play the game, and the way I'd be able to produce. And listen, he's a great player. I'm lucky to play with him. I think, like I said, I think he's made me better. But at the same time, I think that I've come a long way. I think I've grown in confidence. I think I've learn from my highs and lows. I think I've just continued to try to trek forward and always remember to get better every day, no matter when things were going bad or good in my career. And I think that's all just paying off. I think I've put a lot of hard work in, on and off the ice, working with different people, doing whatever I can to get my body ready, and whether it's eating or food, and my family's been dedicated to it. So it's just been it's been nice to see a little bit of the hard work pay off. There's certainly been ups and downs, like I've talked about, but my time with the Rangers has been pretty successful, and it's been a great match here. And obviously, adding a guy like Artemi to the mix and really fueling things has been so much fun for me. This last year and a half has been, like I said last year, even the most fun I've had playing hockey, and it's been great. So hopefully we can keep it going, and we got 11 important games left here to try to achieve our goal and get in the playoffs, and we're just going to keep working towards that.